Question 1. What year did the Romans first invade Britain? A. 43 AD. B. 55 BC. C. 106 AD. D. 122 AD. Answer. B. 55 BC. Julius Caesar led the first Roman invasions of Britain in 55 and 54 BC, although it was not until AD 43 that the Romans established a firm foothold under Emperor Claudius. Question 2. Which document, sealed in 1215, is known as the first example of a constitutional law limiting the power of the monarch? A. The Bill of Rights. B. The Domesday Book. C. The Magna Carta. D. The Royal Charter. Answer. C. The Magna Carta. Sealed by King John in 1215, the Magna Carta is famed for being the first document to limit the power of the Crown, establishing the principle that everyone, including the king, is subject to the law. Question 3. Who was the English monarch during the Spanish Armada invasion in 1588? A. Elizabeth I. B. Henry VIII. C. James I. D. Mary I. Answer. A. Elizabeth I. Queen Elizabeth I was the monarch when the Spanish Armada attempted to invade England in 1588, marking a significant moment in her reign. Question 4. What event in 1666 devastated London? A. The London Plague. B. The Great Fire of London. C. The London Flood. D. The Black Death. Answer. B. The Great Fire of London. In 1666, the Great Fire of London destroyed a large part of the City of London, including most of the civic buildings, guild halls, and residences. Question 5. During which years did the English Civil War take place? A. 1642 to 1651. B. 1455 to 1487. C. 1558 to 1603. D. 1603 to 1625. Answer. A. 1642 to 1651. The English Civil War, featuring key battles between the Royalists and Parliamentarians, occurred from 1642 to 1651. Question 6. What is the significance of the Battle of Hastings? A. It ended Viking rule in England. B. It resulted in English independence from France. C. It marked the beginning of Norman rule in England. D. It was the last successful invasion of England. Answer. C. It marked the beginning of Norman rule in England. The Battle of Hastings in 1066, where William the Conqueror defeated King Harold Uthu, marked the beginning of Norman rule in England. Question 7. Who was the first Prime Minister of Great Britain? A. Oliver Cromwell. B. Robert Walpole. C. Winston Churchill. D. William Pitt. Answer. B. Robert Walpole. Often considered the first de facto Prime Minister, Robert Walpole served from 1721 to 1742 under George I and George II. Question 8. What agricultural development in the 18th century significantly changed rural life in Britain? A. The invention of the seed drill. B. The introduction of the potato. C. The enclosure movement. D. The rotation of crops. Answer C. The enclosure movement. The Enclosure Acts, which were widespread in the 18th century, privatized many communal lands, dramatically changing rural life and agriculture in Britain. Question 9. What was the main industry in Wales during the 19th century? A. Shipbuilding. B. War production. C. Coal mining. D. Steel manufacturing. Answer C. Coal mining. Coal mining became the dominant industry in Wales during the 19th century, especially in the South Wales valleys. Question 10. What did the Emancipation Act of 1833 achieve? A. Gave women the right to vote. B. Abolished slavery throughout the British Empire. C. Established free public education. D. Granted independence to American colonies. Answer B. Abolished slavery throughout the British Empire. The Emancipation Act of 1833 abolished slavery throughout the British Empire, with a phased approach that culminated in total emancipation by 1838. Question 11. Which war was fought by Britain between 1899 and 1902 in South Africa? A. The Zulu War. B. The Boer War. C. The Falklands War. D. The Anglo-Saxon War. Answer B. The Boer War. The Second Boer War fought between Britain and two Boer states, the South African Republic and the Orange Free State, lasted from 1899 to 1902. Question 12. Name the ship that famously carried Pilgrim Fathers from England to the USA in 1620. A. The Endeavour. B. The Mayflower. C. The Beagle. D. The Victoria. Answer B. The Mayflower. The Mayflower was the ship that transported the Pilgrim Fathers from Plymouth, England to the New World in 1620. Question 13. Who was the British monarch during World War I? A. Edward VII. B. George V. C. Victoria. D. Elizabeth II. Answer B. George V. King George V was the monarch during World War I, ruling from 1910 to 1936. Question 14. What significant women's rights event occurred in 1918 in Britain? A. The establishment of the National Health Service. B. Women over the age of 30 gained the right to vote. C. The first woman was elected to Parliament. D. The Equal Pay Act was passed. Answer B. Women over the age of 30 gained the right to vote. In 1918, women over the age of 30 who met minimum property qualifications were granted the right to vote in Britain. Question 15. When did the National Health Service begin? A. 1948, B. 1952, C. 1960, D. 1945. Answer A. 1948. The National Health Service, NHS, was established in 1948 to provide healthcare services funded by taxation to all UK citizens. Question 16. What was the main purpose of the Human Rights Act 1998? A. To establish the Commonwealth. B. To define and protect the fundamental rights and freedoms of individuals. C. To introduce devolution for Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. D. To expand the powers of the European Union over UK laws. Answer B. To define and protect the fundamental rights and freedoms of individuals. The Human Rights Act 1998 was designed to incorporate the rights set out in the European Convention on Human Rights into UK law. Question 17. Who was the Prime Minister of the UK at the start of the millennium? A. Tony Blair. B. John Major. C. Margaret Thatcher. D. Gordon Brown. Answer A. Tony Blair. Tony Blair was the UK Prime Minister at the start of the millennium, having been elected in 1997. Question 18. What event marked the end of the British Empire in 1997? A. The handover of Hong Kong to China. B. The independence of India and Pakistan. C. The Suez Crisis. D. The Falklands War. Answer A. The handover of Hong Kong to China. The handover of Hong Kong to China in 1997 is often considered the event marking the end of the British Empire. Question 19. Which treaty is considered the beginning of the constitutional monarchy in England? A. The Treaty of Paris. B. The Treaty of Utrecht. C. The Bill of Rights. D. The Treaty of Westphalia. Answer C. The Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights, enacted in 1689, established the basis for a constitutional monarchy in England, with rules that limited the powers of the monarchy and set out the rights of Parliament. Question 20. Who were the main participants in the Wars of the Roses? A. The Houses of Lancaster and York. B. The Houses of Windsor and Tudor. C. The Houses of Stuart and Hanover. D. The Houses of Normandy and Plantagenet. Answer A. The Houses of Lancaster and York. The Wars of the Roses, 1455 to 1487, were a series of English civil wars for control of the throne of England, fought between supporters of two rival branches of the royal house of Plantagenet, Lancaster and York. Question 21. What is the Magna Carta and why is it significant? A. A royal decree establishing the Church of England. B. A document that limited the powers of the king for the first time. C. A treaty between England and France ending the 100 Years' War. D. A law passed during the Industrial Revolution to improve labour conditions. Answer B. A document that limited the powers of the king for the first time. The Magna Carta sealed in 1215, was significant because it was the first document forced onto an English king by a group of his subjects, the feudal barons, to limit his powers by law and protect their rights. Question 22. Describe the main cause of the English Reformation in the 1530s. A. The spread of Lutheran writings. B. King Henry VIII's desire to divorce his wife. C. Economic disagreements with the Catholic Church. D. Political alliances with Protestant German states. Answer. B. King Henry VIII's desire to divorce his wife. The English Reformation began primarily because King Henry VIII wanted to annul his marriage to Catherine of Aragon, which the Pope refused to sanction. This led Henry to break away from the Catholic Church and form the Church of England. Question 23. What is the significance of the Battle of Britain in 1940? A. It was the first major military campaign fought entirely by air forces. B. It marked the beginning of American involvement in World War II. C. It resulted in the liberation of Paris. D. It was the final battle of World War II. Answer. A. It was the first major military campaign fought entirely by air forces. The Battle of Britain in 1940 was significant as it was the first major campaign to be fought entirely by air forces and was crucial in preventing a German invasion of Britain. Question 24. Name one British scientist who made a breakthrough in the discovery of DNA. A. Isaac Newton. B. Alexander Fleming. C. Francis Crick. D. Stephen Hawking. Answer. C. Francis Crick. Along with James Watson and Rosalind Franklin, Francis Crick was instrumental in discovering the double helix structure of DNA, a groundbreaking achievement in the field of genetics. Question 25. When was the Battle of Waterloo and why is it significant? A. 1815. It marked the defeat of Napoleon by the Duke of Wellington. B. 1756. It started the 7 Years' War. C. 1704. It was the major battle in the War of Spanish Succession. D. 1945. It ended World War II in Europe. Answer. A. 1815. It marked the defeat of Napoleon by the Duke of Wellington. The Battle of Waterloo, fought in 1815, was significant because it marked the final defeat of Napoleon Bonaparte, ending his rule as Emperor of the French and the Napoleonic Wars. Question 26. What did the Great Reform Act of 1832 achieve? A. It abolished the slave trade in the British Empire. B. It reformed the British electoral system by increasing the electorate. C. It granted full voting rights to women. D. It established compulsory education. Answer. B. It reformed the British electoral system by increasing the electorate. The Great Reform Act of 1832 was significant for reforming the electoral system by addressing widespread corruption and increasing the electorate, allowing a broader segment of the middle class to vote. Question 27. Which two houses form the UK Parliament? A. The House of Commons and the House of Lords. B. The House of Commons and the House of Representatives. C. The Senate and the House of Commons. D. The Senate and the House of Lords. Answer A. The House of Commons and the House of Lords. The UK Parliament is bicameral, consisting of two houses, the House of Commons, which is democratically elected, and the House of Lords, which is largely appointed. Question 28. What event is commemorated by Bonfire Night? A. The Great Fire of London. B. The end of the English Civil War. C. The Gunpowder Plot of 1605. D. The Battle of Britain. Answer C. The Gunpowder Plot of 1605. Bonfire Night, also known as Guy Fawkes Night, is commemorated on November 5th to remember the Gunpowder Plot, a failed attempt by Guy Fawkes and other conspirators to blow up the Houses of Parliament in 1605. Question 29. Who was the British Prime Minister during the Falklands War? A. Winston Churchill. B. Margaret Thatcher. C. Tony Blair. D. John Major. Answer B. Margaret Thatcher. Margaret Thatcher was the British Prime Minister during the Falklands War in 1982, which was a conflict between the United Kingdom and Argentina over the Falkland Islands. Question 30. What was the purpose of the Commonwealth established in the 20th century? A. To establish a new colonial relationship. B. To manage the decline of the British Empire. C. To promote economic agreements between European countries. D. To provide mutual defence agreements among former British colonies. Answer B. To manage the decline of the British Empire. The Commonwealth was established in the mid-20th century as a political association of mostly former territories of the British Empire, aimed at managing the decline of imperial ties while promoting shared values and fostering international cooperation. Question 31. Who is the patron saint of Scotland, and when is his day celebrated? A. Saint Andrew, November 30. B. Saint David, March 1. C. Saint George, April 23. D. Saint Patrick, March 17. Answer A. Saint Andrew, November 30. Saint Andrew is the patron saint of Scotland, and his feast day is celebrated on November 30 each year. Question 32. What was the impact of the Industrial Revolution on British cities? A. Decreased population due to rural jobs. B. Increased agricultural output. C. Rapid urbanization and population growths. D. Decline in manufacturing jobs. Answer C. Rapid urbanization and population growth. The Industrial Revolution led to rapid urbanization in British cities as people moved from rural areas to work in factories, significantly increasing the urban population and changing the landscape of British society. Question 33. In which year did women over the age of 30 gain the right to vote in Britain? A. 1918. B. 1928. C. 1945. D. 1967. Answer A. 1918. Women over the age of 30 gained the right to vote in Britain in 1918, a significant milestone in the women's suffrage movement that reflected the contributions of women during World War I. Question 34. What was the Beveridge Report and how did it impact British society? A. A 1942 report outlining the foundation of the welfare state. B. A financial document detailing post-war reconstruction. C. A military strategy for World War II. D. A 1950s educational reform policy. Answer A. A 1942 report outlining the foundation of the welfare state. The Beveridge Report, published in 1942 by William Beveridge, outlined plans for a comprehensive welfare state that aimed to address what Beveridge described as 5 giants on the road to reconstruction: want, disease, ignorance, squalor, and idleness. It led to the establishment of the National Health Service and other social security measures after World War II. Question 35. What historic event occurred in Britain in 1066? A. The signing of the Magna Carta. B. The Norman Conquest. C. The establishment of the Church of England. D. The English Civil War. Answer B. The Norman Conquest. In 1066, the Norman conquest of England occurred, marked by the Battle of Hastings, where William the Conqueror defeated the English army and killed King Harold Ihe, leading to Norman control of England. Question 36. Which British king abdicated the throne in 1936 and why? A. Edward VIII, to marry Wallis Simpson, an American divorcee. B. George VI, due to health issues. C. Edward VII, to pursue a political career. D. Henry VIII, to marry Anne Boleyn. Answer A. Edward VIII, to marry Wallis Simpson, an American divorcee. Edward VIII abdicated the throne in 1936 because he wished to marry Wallis Simpson, an American divorcee, which was opposed by the Church of England and the British government. Question 37. How did the Acts of Union 1707 affect the political landscape of Britain? A. They unified England and Scotland into a single kingdom, Great Britain. B. They separated Ireland from Great Britain. C. They established the Commonwealth. D. They provided independence to the American colonies. Answer A. They unified England and Scotland into a single kingdom, Great Britain. The Acts of Union in 1707 politically unified England and Scotland into one sovereign state known as Great Britain, creating a single parliament at Westminster. Question 38. What was the purpose of the Statute of Rhuddlan? A. To annex Wales to the Crown of England. B. To establish the Church of Wales. C. To declare independence from France. D. To reform the agricultural laws in Wales. Answer A. To annex Wales to the Crown of England. The Statute of Rhuddlan in 1284 was enacted by Edward I and effectively annexed Wales to the Crown of England, integrating the Welsh legal system into the English system. Question 39. Name the famous British playwright whose works include Hamlet and Macbeth. A. Christopher Marlowe. B. William Shakespeare. C. John Webster. D. Ben Jonson. Answer B. William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare, one of the most famous playwrights in history, wrote numerous plays, including Hamlet and Macbeth, which are considered masterpieces of English literature. Question 40. What treaty ended the American Revolutionary War, and in what year was it signed? A. The Treaty of Paris, 1783. B. The Treaty of Ghent, 1814. C. The Treaty of Versailles, 1919. D. The Treaty of London, 1604. Answer A. The Treaty of Paris, 1783. The Treaty of Paris, signed in 1783, formally ended the American Revolutionary War between Great Britain and the United States, recognizing American independence and establishing borders for the new nation. Question 41. What is the Elizabethan era known for? A. The Spanish Armada defeat. B. The Black Death. C. The Magna Carta signing. D. The Industrial Revolution. Answer A. The Spanish Armada defeat. The Elizabethan era, named after Queen Elizabeth I, is notably recognized for the defeat of the Spanish Armada in 1588, marking a significant moment in English history, and is also celebrated for its cultural renaissance, including advances in English drama and literature. Question 42. Who were the suffragettes and what did they fight for? A. A political party that fought for independence from France. B. Women activists who campaigned for women's right to vote. C. A labor union fighting for workers' rights in the Industrial Revolution. D. A group advocating for the abolition of the monarchy. Answer B. Women activists who campaigned for women's right to vote. The suffragettes were a movement consisting of women activists in the early 20th century who campaigned vigorously for women's suffrage, the right to vote, often using militant tactics to achieve their goals. Question 43. Which British monarchs celebrated a Diamond Jubilee in 2012? A. Queen Victoria. B. Queen Elizabeth II. C. King George V. D. King Edward VII. Answer B. Queen Elizabeth II. Queen Elizabeth II celebrated her Diamond Jubilee in 2012, marking 60 years on the throne. She is the second British monarch to achieve this milestone, the first being Queen Victoria. Question 44. How did the Glorious Revolution of 1688 affect the monarchy? A. It abolished the monarchy entirely. B. It established William and Mary as co-monarchs, emphasizing parliamentary over royal power. C. It restored Charles II to the throne. D. It expanded the powers of the monarchy. Answer B. It established William and Mary as co-monarchs, emphasizing parliamentary over royal power. The Glorious Revolution led to the ousting of James II in favor of William III and Mary II, establishing a constitutional monarchy that limited the powers of the monarch and emphasized the supremacy of Parliament. Question 45. Who was responsible for the establishment of the Church of England? A. Elizabeth I. B. Henry VIII. C. James I. D. Charles I. Answer: B. Henry VIII. King Henry VIII was responsible for the establishment of the Church of England in 1534 after his split with the Roman Catholic Church, largely due to his desire to annul his marriage to Catherine of Aragon. Question 46. What landmark law was passed in the UK in 1967 regarding criminal justice? A. The Abortion Act. B. The Sexual Offences Act. C. The Civil Rights Act. D. The Consumer Protection Act. Answer: B. The Sexual Offences Act. The Sexual Offences Act of 1967 was a landmark law in the UK that decriminalised homosexual acts in private between two men, both of whom had to be at least 21 years old. Question 47. What was the role of the Home Guard during World War II? A. An overseas combat force. B. A civil defence organisation providing local security and resistance. C. A group responsible for rationing and economic management. D. A medical corps providing care to war victims. Answer: B. A civil defence organisation providing local security and resistance. The Home Guard was a volunteer corps in the United Kingdom during World War II tasked with defending the British homeland from potential invasion, comprising men ineligible for regular military service. Question 48. Name the British explorer who is famous for his voyages to the Pacific Ocean. A. James Cook. B. Francis Drake. C. Walter Raleigh. D. John Cabot. Answer: A. James Cook. Captain James Cook is famous for his exploratory voyages in the Pacific Ocean, where he made detailed maps of Newfoundland and the Pacific Northwest, and achieved the first recorded European contact with the eastern coastline of Australia and the Hawaiian Islands. Question 49. What is the Troubles in Northern Ireland, and during which years did it predominantly occur? A. A period of economic downturn in the 1950s. B. A civil rights movement in the 1960s. C. A series of political and violent conflicts from the late 1960s to 1998. D. A religious reformation in the early 20th century. Answer: C. A series of political and violent conflicts from the late 1960s to 1998. The Troubles refers to a violent political conflict in Northern Ireland involving paramilitary organisations, the UK government and Irish nationalists, which largely took place from the late 1960s until the Good Friday Agreement in 1998. Question 50. When did the UK join the European Union, and when did it vote to leave? A. Joined in 1973, voted to leave in 2016. B. Joined in 1957, voted to leave in 2004. C. Joined in 1985, voted to leave in 2000. D. Joined in 1993, voted to leave in 2010. Answer: A. Joined in 1973, voted to leave in 2016. The United Kingdom joined the European Economic Community, now the European Union, in 1973 and voted to leave the EU in a 2016 referendum, a process commonly referred to as Brexit.